Yo, what's happening people? I'm Era from EraTheProducer.com and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you 3 ways that you can make your very own producer tag. If you're new to the channel then please consider hitting that subscribe button and click the bell icon too so you can be notified every time that I upload. Now with all that said, let's make some producer tags.
Era on the track.
Before I get into making these tags, I first want to answer an interesting question that was asked by one of my Patreons. The question is, are producer tags still relevant? And my answer is 100% yes they are. If you're uploading beats to marketplaces like BeatStars and Airbit, then I think having a tag is essential. Unfortunately, we live in a world where rappers can potentially just rip your beats off YouTube or download the free MP3 versions from these marketplaces. There's also a lot of rappers that prefer to use free for non-profit beats, so at least if your beat is tagged, your name is stamped into the audio and anybody that hears that track is going to know exactly who produced it. I see having an untagged beat as a premium feature that should require at least the purchase of a basic lease license. Some artists that purchase beats from bigger, more well-known producers may choose to keep the tag in as it adds a bit more authenticity and makes the track appear more valuable to their audience. For these reasons, I think having a tag for your beats is 100% necessary. So now I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can make these producer tags, and only one of these methods is going to require a microphone. I'm going to be starting with that method first, and ideally you're going to want a clean input signal, so having a good microphone is going to be an advantage. Don't worry if you don't have a microphone, as you can make these tags just as easily using your phone. Just find somewhere quiet with as little background noise as possible and you're good to go. So of course the first thing we need to do is to record some audio which we can use as our tag. I've got my mic set up in FL Studio, so I'm just going to go ahead and record something. They call me Era but they can't erase me. Next I'm just going to listen back to this with a metronome on so I can make sure that everything's on beat. They call me Era but they can't erase me. So I'm happy with the way that lands, so I'm just going to come in and add it to a mixer track and then we can EQ it. The first thing I want to do is cut out quite a lot of the low frequencies, and I'm also going to cut around the 700 Hz region. They call me Era but they can't erase me. I'm then just going to boost some of the higher frequencies. They call me Era but they can't erase me. Now next I just want to compress the hell out of this and then turn the gain up. They call me Era but they can't erase me. Next I'm going to mess with the pitch a little bit, so I'm going to change the time stretching mode to stretch. Then I think I'm going to take this down by a couple of semitones and see how that sounds.
They call me Era but they can't erase me. They call me Era but they can't erase me.
I like the way that sounds, however at the end I want it to pitch down even further, so I'm going to come to the top pitch knob and create an automation clip. So at the end of this sample where it says erase me, I want it to pitch down, so I'm just going to use my automation clip to draw that in.
They call me Era but they can't erase me.
Now I want this tag to fade in with some reverse reverb, so the first thing I'm going to do is open the sample in Edison. All I want is this first word, so I'm going to take all of the rest of it and delete it. Next I'm going to add some reverb and make sure that the wet's turned all the way up. Then I can drag this out onto the playlist. Next you want to double click into the sample and hit reverse, and then you want to position it just before your tag starts.
They call me Era but they can't erase me.
Now that we've got some reverse reverb on the start, I want to add some reverb to the actual tag itself.
They call me Era but they can't erase me.
Next I want to add some delay, and for this I'm going to use Fruity Delay 3, and I'm going to make sure that I've got my tempo sync on. Now I don't want this delay to be affecting the whole tag, so I'm going to be automating the on and off switch.
They call me Era but they can't erase me. Erase me. Erase me.
The next thing I'm going to do is take a chop from the start of the tag so it can have a sort of stutter effect as it comes in. All I'm going to do here is take this first word and then I'm going to copy it back on itself a few times. I'm going to make these first 2 chops unique so I can pan them as well as change the levels. The first one I'm going to pan slightly to the left, and then the second one I'm going to pan slightly to the right.
They call me Era but they can't erase me. Erase me. Erase me.
The last thing I'm going to add to this tag is a fruity chorus, and this is just going to make it sound a bit more wide.
They call me Era but they can't erase me. Erase me. Erase me.
Now I think this tag's ready to be bounced out and we can see how it sounds in a beat.
They call me Era but they can't erase me.
The next method I'm going to show you uses a website called uberduck.ai. This website is going to allow you to use text to speech, but it's got a bit of a twist to it. Uberduck's going to allow you to choose the person that you want to actually be saying the text. So I've gone into the rappers category and I've chose Eminem, and I've got him saying, "Era, this shit fire, man." Sometimes you're going to want to mess around with the punctuation as it makes them pronounce it differently. So this is the sample that I'm going to be using for my tag.
Error this shit fire, man.
You'll see there's a little pause towards the end, but we can clean that up inside FL Studio, so I'm just going to hit download. Next I'm going to do the same thing I did with my first tag and just turn the metronome on to make sure that everything lands on beat. So what I've actually done is took the word man from the end and just moved it to the front, and this is how the tag's sounding so far.
Man, error this shit fire.
Next I just want to route this audio to the mixer and I can start adding effects. First thing I'm going to do is just EQ it. Again, I'm going to just take out some of the lows, and this time I think I'm going to boost the mids.
Man, error this shit fire.
Next I'm going to add some reverb, and then the last thing I'm going to add to this is some delay.
Man, error this shit fire. Man, error this shit fire. Shit fire. Shit fire. Shit fire.
Now this tag can also be bounced out and tested in a beat.
Man, error this shit fire. Shit fire.
The last method I'm going to show you is using another website called GetYarn. This website allows you to enter a phrase or sentence, and it will then show you results for TV shows and movies containing that phrase. Obviously things can get a bit sticky here with copyright, so you want to use this method at your own risk. The phrase that I searched for is "I really like that," and I found this clip here.
I really like that.
So all you want to do to download this is hover over the download button, right click it, and then go to save link as, and it's currently going to download as a video file, so all you want to do is change the name to .wav. So now I've got it inside FL Studio. I'm just going to do the same thing that I've done with the other two tags and listen to it with a metronome on to make sure that everything lands on beat.
I really like that.
Now I'm just going to drag the end of this sample off because there's a lot of background noise, and next we're going to need to do some EQing.
I really like that.
Now from here I'm going to use the same effects that I've used on the last two tags, like reverb, delay and chorus.
I really like that.
And that is going to bring us to the end of today's video. If you learned anything from this video, or if you found it useful, then make sure to smash the thumbs up button before you leave. And if you're new to the channel, then do me a favour and hit that subscribe button. Big shout out to the Patreon gang for suggesting this, and if you'd like to have a say in what type of content gets uploaded to my channel, then go check out my Patreon page. The link for that is in the video description. Massive shout out to anybody that made it all the way to the end of the video. I've been Error, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.